Hey guys, so I see so many people in my program, they're messaging me off the side, Laurel, like I'm starting to make some extra money in my coaching business. What are you doing in order to put aside that cash? And so I've got Portia, who is a wealth coach. And guys, I'm not going to give away who her clients are, but guys, they are people that I actually look up to. They're huge in the industry space. And I'll let her talk a little bit about if she wants to give herself some social proof. But guys, I have been working with Portia for the last several months, and I myself have been glued to her posts, and I want to help her get her offer in front of as many people as possible because everyone needs it. Because even I myself get overwhelmed with watching YouTube videos on where should I do it? Should I do universal life insurance? Should I do cryptocurrency? Should I do universal, I think I said universal life insurance already, but should I do stocks? Should I do the S&P 500? Like, oh my God, it is so overwhelming. And Portia, it seems like everyone who wants to tell us that this strategy is the best has an ultimatum to sell you universal life insurance or sell you into their stock marketing services. So today I wanted to just kind of have a conversation because I know there are so many people who are in my audience who are like me. They're starting to stack that cash, and savings accounts are not as good for getting return on investments on your money, but it is the safest place obviously to go. So or maybe you're going to tell me it's not the safest. And so that's why I wanted to bring you on, because I'm actually doing this for my own personal benefit, right? Because I know I'm going to learn something. I'm going to throw some stuff at Portia. I'm going to want some information, girl. And I know you always deliver on, doing that, but don't let people just trust me on. Give me your background. Like, where did you come up with this offer, and why should people listen to you?
Yes. Well, I love the offer because I have seen the same thing as you, right? So I've been in internet marketing since 2013, have gone along a lot of different paths. And every time I can see people having success, it's like, I remember them when they had like this tiny list and now they're huge and they're like, what do I do with it? And I've always been into like wealth creation, wealth building. It's just something, I don't know, I just think sometimes you're just born with things. And it's like, I had like my first mutual fund when I was like 16, my first rental property when I was like 22.
I'm jealous, man.
So I had this stuff before. So I had this stuff before I even knew about online marketing. So when my business started taking off, and specifically my agency was like the first business I had that really reached that, 7-figure level, I already knew where it was going. I was in these other masterminds where people were like, well, what should I be doing? And it kind of just came naturally to me. And then also in the background, as I was running my agency, I'm also a certified financial planner professional because my agency was marketing for other financial professionals. And so for me, I'm like, wait a minute, I see a gap in the marketplace. I have the skill to fill it. I'm already in the circles. Let's just go ahead and actually do this. And so that's where Wealthy and Fulfilled came from. And this offer specifically for the Wealthy and Fulfilled blueprint is because I saw all the different holes of, you have either the traditional financial planners where it's just like, okay, I'm going to just stick you into this one type of plan, which doesn't really work for entrepreneurs, right? Like we're not super excited about a 10% return or like things like that. It's like, it's good to have in the mix, but it's not the only thing we want. And then you have the courses that are just like, oh, we'll teach you how to do it, not realizing that they're really fronts for what's, whatever they're selling behind the scenes. So whether it's selling the insurance policies or selling, the rental property strategies, but it's like you're buying it from them, right? Which is fine. I'm not mad at the hustle, but I do think people need to be upfront with that. And I know a lot of people aren't, because I'm getting their clients. I'm getting a lot of my clients are coming from these other big programs out there saying, I have this whole life insurance policy, or I brought these rental properties, but I don't really know why. I was just told to do it and that's what I was supposed to do. And I'm like, no, like, let's sit. Like my whole thing is strategy first, framework first, and then figure out what strategies and tactics you need to put in there versus just kind of putting spaghetti on the wall and seeing what sticks, right? So that's my whole big thing. So we don't sell any products here, like outside of the education. There's no commission-based thing. There's nothing there. It's just like, this is your strategy in the education. And then now that you have the information, you can now go out and make the decisions because you know how it fits in your plan based off your personality, your lifestyle, and like where to go from there. So that's my big thing, is like, even coming from my background with the big broker dealers that, they have all the different animals. You'll see them on like television commercials. It was all sell, 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 sell. It wasn't necessarily client first. And they're not all like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, follow the money trail, right? Like, how do people get paid? Is there a reason they're recommending certain products for you? They might be good. They might not be. My whole thing is just be empowered and educated and figure out, is this working for me?
Yep, that's awesome. And that's why I have you here today, because there's a 5-day challenge coming up, right? Well, we're calling it a workshop because it's going to be so much more than a challenge, because you're going to be giving so much, information away over 5 days. And I know I'm going to be sitting in that class, but can you kind of give us a little teaser? Like, so a lot about me. I think, you've been in my LOL program for, a while now. My personality. What would be some of the things that you would tell me that I need to get ready to hear, or that I need to get ready for? Like, what do I need to like change about stuff that maybe I've already heard?
Yeah. So the biggest thing, and we're going to break down all those things in Cash Flow Confident, which is the live event. And I would say the biggest thing you need to come with is just an open mind, because it's almost kind of like asking you to change your mindset when you don't know what needs to be changed, right? It's kind of like when you're in it and you can't see, what is it, like the forest for the trees? I'm also classically known for screwing up like different quotes and stuff, but the whole thing is you don't know what you don't know. And so the way that we're going to approach it is my 4-phase like method for building wealth, and like wealth outside of your business, because I truly believe that you can build a business, but building a business is not the same as building wealth through a business, right? So what's going to happen 10, 15, 20 years down the line? Are you still going to be in the same business that you are now? Probably not. Like, you probably want to have options and choices. So one thing is to think about is your personality. And if you look at the current like wealth building personal finance space, it just seems like do this. And it's like everybody do this one thing. But think about how many different types of personalities we have in the world. Even within my house, like it's me and I love a good color-coded spreadsheet, but like my husband is just like, if I say spreadsheet, he's like eyes glazed over, staring out the window. He's like, I'm done. Like, but if I base it off his personality, and I know he loves options, he loves not being boxed in. He wants to just know like there's other things we can be doing. That is what motivates him to save and invest and do things like that, because he wants the ability to do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it. Whereas my motivation is, we're supposed to be doing this. This is like the right thing to do, because that's my personality is really about being in integrity and like right, wrong, like we're doing, like we want to be good, right? Like the perfectionist. And so that's what motivates me. But if I approach him that way, he's going to be like checked out. So it's all about, well, how do you even see money? How do you see the world? Because it has such a big impact on how you deal with your money. So that is definitely going to be one paradigm shift that I don't know if people are ready for, but you will be by the time you're done with the challenge.
It's funny because like my mentor, he actually created this crypto strategy, and he built it based off people who understand the long-term game. And this is to your point, what you were just talking about, the personality. The first rule is having to know yourself, because, for anyone who invested in Bitcoin back in 2017, right? You have to know about yourself that you're going to see the charts and you're going to sell fast. Like if you don't know that about yourself and understand, a crypto strategy is not going to be for you. And so I see exactly what you're saying, because I know that about myself is like, right. I don't like strategies that I have to maintain. Like I want something that's going to be pretty passive, to where it's going to be, risk, very as safe as possible. And so knowing that about yourself, otherwise, and you probably get people who are like this, who have the personality that they're going to look at a chart all day. And it's like that, and so it's like, you can't put someone who's going to look at a chart all day into the same strategy that you're going to put it someone who's not going to look at the chart for 10 years. And exactly. So I totally get that. And that's one of the things that I'm learning. And so that's why I jive with what it's actually free. This 5-day workshop is actually going to be. And so for those of you guys who want in on that, like just start throwing down comments below this video. I will hook you guys up with a free link to join that challenge. I know I'm going to be there. I know my wife's going to be there, because we have so much to learn. We are at that point where in our business where this is going to be very, very like important for us, because like you said, Portia, in 10 years, do I want to still be doing one-on-one high ticket agency type stuff? Absolutely not. I want to work in my $7 program and just continue teaching and having fun and having more time. And it's super important now, because I've seen so many people who are in my space blow all their money, and then they have to go back to a 9-to-5 job and stuff like that. So let me ask you this, because I know there's a lot of people wondering, well, how much money do you actually have to have set aside every single month to really see the benefit of sitting in this workshop for 5 days with you?
Yeah, it really depends, because I mean, I think anyone with any amount of money will benefit from the workshop. I work specifically with entrepreneurs who are making between that $250K to $350K plus revenue a year or higher, just because it means you actually have excess cash to work with. So I would say, even if you have an extra $1,000 per month, we can start there, or even 500. Like, there's a lot of different strategies out there that you can use to start building wealth outside of your business. And the other thing too, like you mentioned, like with crypto, a lot of times you'll hear, well, if you're very risk adverse or you don't want to lose your money, like, don't go into crypto. But you have to realize, like, there's 7 buckets of investing, and within each of those buckets are risky strategies, are conservative strategies, are moderate strategies. Like, there's strategies for everyone in every bucket. You just have to figure out what you need for your plan, which is why I'm like really anti, oh, you should just have rental properties, or you should just do this one thing. Because there's never one thing that works for everyone.
Yeah, having rental properties sounds like a lot of work for me.
Yeah, but you probably want to still benefit from real estate, right? So it's like, well, what's the passive version of like real estate that you can get in? There's so many different things that, like, I'm just like, okay, they can all work together if you just figure out your plan.
See, I'm super excited. And Portia, I'm going to let people just go sit in your class, because like, I know I'm super excited about it. I'm going to put my wife in there because it is super important. And anyone who's watching this video right now, guys, drop a line below. I will hook you up with a free seat, or just go directly to Portia. Either way, but if you have extra cash sitting around, you need to be in this class. And, there's no one more that I trust more than Portia in this, in helping us build this, because like, I've seen a lot of, like, guys, like, seriously, this has been on my thing, and Portia and I have talked about this. Mm-hmm. I have watched, hundreds of hours of YouTube video trying to figure this out for myself. My wife will tell you, I've spent way too much time, because I know this is this next part of what I need to figure out. I've already wasted hundreds of hours of YouTube time. I'm just going to go spend a couple of hours with Portia next week, and I know I'm going to get all of the answers that I need. So, anything that you want to say before we get off of Zoom? Maybe.
Yeah. So like my clients are busy entrepreneurs, right? Like, they're out there, they're past like the struggle bus phase, which is what I called myself when I was in that, the early phase, and you're like just trying to make it work. I understand that we're all busy, so I'm keeping it to like 30 minutes per day. We do have a VIP upgrade option where you can get all the recordings and everything forever. And the really cool part about that is I'm hosting like this private like panel. What am I calling it? The Money Mastery panel. And so I'm bringing in entrepreneurs who have their own business, but have used their profits to start real estate, crypto, cash value life insurance, buying other cash flowing businesses. And what's the other one? Oh, like stocks and options. So we're going to hear from other people besides myself on how they are making it work outside of their business. So I think it's going to be amazing. Like I said, 30 minutes a day, nice and succinct. But yeah, so you can check that out. So thank you.
I'm super excited. Well, there you go. Now, if you want to spend more time with me and with Portia, come next week. I'm going to be sitting in class just like you guys. You guys have a very blessed day. You guys know I'm always going to bring in the experts. If you guys are having issues with something, I'm always going to draw from my colleagues who have an insane amount of value. And we're just going to jam on things. And so if you want to jam on wealth, be there in Portia's class next week. Drop a line below. I'll hook you up with the link. Until then, I'll see you guys later.
See ya.